Hi everyone, welcome to Midweek MIDI, and this particular episode we're going to do the TRS to MIDI wiring. So I've done a couple of diagrams here and I thought I'd go through it with you. The MIDI.org, which I'll link in the description below, has issued a standard for TRS to MIDI DIN adapter, and the standard is the wiring diagram A. Akai, Korg, Multimedia, Make Noise are all using this at the moment. But there is also an alternate wiring, which is called B, and Arturia and Novation are using the type B at the moment. So what I thought I'd do is, let's make a cable which can do both. So how is that possible? Well, what I've discovered is the similarities between wiring A and B is that the sleeve is common. It goes on both wiring to MIDI pin 2, which is this pin out here, which means that we only have to swap over pins 4 and 5 on the MIDI side. As you can see here, the tip goes to pin 5 here, and the tip goes to pin 4 on here. And how we can do that is with a switch. Now we need a dual pole, dual throw switch, like one of these, and you can see on the switch here we've got 3 connectors either side, which means it can take 2 inputs, which is dual pole, and it can take 2 positions, dual throw. That's what the DP/DT stands for. So there's our switch, but if you have a look at this diagram here, it actually shows you how it's going to work. So what we're going to do on the center pins on either side, which is shown here, we're going to take pin 1 from the TRS on one side and pin 2 from the TRS on the other side. This is on the center pins here. And then by standard, we're going to do MIDI standard pin A. So that's going to go out. Pin 1 is going to go out to pin 5 on the MIDI side, and pin 2 is going to go out to pin 4 on the MIDI side on the other side. But when we flick the switch, like this, what happens is we're going to create a crossover cable. And this will just go from this pin across to here, and this pin across to there, as you can see on the diagram. Now what that'll do is when we flick the switch, it'll create a TRS MIDI A to MIDI B adapter. So how is this all going to work? Well, we're going to need to wire up a MIDI cable. So we're going to need all the bits for that. We're going to need some cable. And we're going to need a TRS. The TRS is the tip, the ring, and the shield side. So it's got the 2 black lines, or the three wiring positions. And you can see on the actual wiring itself that there's 3 places to wire your cables. We're also going to need a cable which has got at least 3 wires. This one here has got 4, so we can just not use one of them. Don't forget to put your plug socket holders on the other end of the cable before you wire them and solder them. We're also going to need some soldering, so we'll use some solder iron. We need a nice hot solder iron. This one I won't touch because it's already raring to go at about 300. What else do we need? A bit of luck. Hopefully this all works. At the end I will test it out. Be back to you with some wires. Well, here it is. This is the proof of concept cable. As you can see, it's got the TRS 3.5mm jack, the MIDI DIN, and over here is the dual pole, dual throw switch. Have a quick look at the diagram, just to show you how it was made again. Let's check out how it works. Hey guys, just a quick demo of the proof of concept cable that I made here. This will show the Korg products. They're using the 3.5mm MIDI connection, and this is the Arturia KeyStep MIDI out to MIDI in on the Korg, and you can select MIDI channels. So there you go, that's the Korg working with the switch connected to the I forget. So yeah, so Korg is A wiring, and Novation and Arturia products are B wiring. So why don't we try Novation next? Alright, so now we've hooked up the Novation circuit. We've got the 3.5mm cable plugged into the MIDI in, and we'll just switch the switch across here to the opposite section. Make sure we're on MIDI channel 1. Now, can we hear anything? There you go. And if we go to MIDI channel 2, we should hear synth part 2. And you can see as I'm pressing the keys, so it's working there. So it was just a matter of switching it across. So our proof of concept cable, now this is not going to be a cable that I'll use in production, but the proof of concept cable works. I think that's it for this video, everyone. So if you'd like to see how I did this version of the cable, make sure you subscribe for part 2, and I'll actually show you how I built this one. Thanks for watching, and catch you later.